Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ChannelShift.com, your sports world on demand. I'm Michele Rahal with Rob D'Amico. Chip Ganassi rolled the dice several times on Saturday to put his cars 1 and 2 on the front row of the 92nd running of the Indy 500. Scott Dixon ended up with the pole, and Dan Weldon next to him after requalifying the two cars, even though they had the two top starting positions in an effort to take the pole. The top 11 are set on the grid and locked in place. The remaining cars have to requalify. The rain's moved into the area, and it looks as if it will be held until today. Now, Ganassi, how much effort's going into Indy, and how much goes into NASCAR? I have to ask that question because he was killing himself at Indy.
Well, here's my whole thing here is I look at what Indy has and how the Penske and Ganassi guys are battling it out. You don't see that in NASCAR, and I wish we did. I have a feeling it has to do with the manufacturer.
You know what? I'm agreeing with you. I think the Dodge effort overall is just not there. I don't think the manufacturers have put the effort into this that they need to.
Keep it locked to ChannelShift.com. We'll get you more on that this week. With all the pit road miscues at Darlington, Indy proved no different. Rahal was obviously disappointed on Saturday when he was the last to requalify with 5 minutes to go in the session. He puts on his helmet, he goes to the car, and guess what? The crew tells him they forgot to bring the new tires to the grid. How can this happen?
You know, I think they're distracted. I have no idea. This kid was ready to take the fight to him. He knew he could take the 11th place and lock himself in, and that he could beat Thomas Scheckter. And the crew shows up, and he's got his helmet on, about to get in the car. What happens? No tires. It's inexcusable.
Absolutely. All right, we talked about miscues. Here's another one. Chuck Buckman, a member of the Coin Racing, was struck by Danica Patrick on pit lane at Indy. He was sent to the hospital. He had a concussion, lacerations on his head. We also have some sad news coming out of Indy. Dave Evans, a Newman Haas chief mechanic, died this week from a brain hemorrhage after being involved in what police describe as a bar fight in Indianapolis.
And I think, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this may very well have had a lot to do with the fact that they didn't have the tires on pit road. This guy, Evans, had been with the team for years. He was a staple of the team, and all of a sudden they've lost him. So I think that they might have been just completely, off mark. That is not an excuse when you're in professional racing. I'm sorry that he died, but unfortunately, racing is a very brutal sport. That's
Absolutely.
Just the way it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in Istanbul, Turkey, Felipe Massa made it a three-peat by winning from the pole. Massa sat on the pole at this incredibly fast track, and he's now won it 3 years in a row. Lewis Hamilton went on a 3-stop pit strategy to take second place with Kimi Räikkönen on his heels. Räikkönen still leads the World Championship by 7 points ahead of teammate Massa, and Lewis Hamilton, they're now tied. Now, we head to Monaco, where the high downforce should suit the Ferraris, and it's been a while since this Monte Carlo track has shed this much important on points. Finally, Jacques Villeneuve scored his first professional victory since 1997 at the famed and scary Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium by winning the Spa 1,000-kilometer race in the Le Mans prototypes this past weekend. Villeneuve piloted the revolutionary Peugeot 908, defeating the Audi of Alan McNish. Villeneuve said he needed help finding the stairs to the podium because it had been so long that he'd forgotten where they were. Congratulations to him.
Well, I got to tell you, that Peugeot is a really cool-looking car.
The unique thing about this automobile is it is diesel-powered as well as the Audi. These cars are making almost 1,000 horsepower and somewhere around 800 pounds of torque. I mean, this is pull King Kong out of a cat house type of torque. It rips asphalt up. These things are unbelievable. But the Peugeot, you're absolutely right, is a beautiful machine.
Especially on the straightaways. The power that those diesels have in display is incredible as well.
And they don't make a lot of noise, which is really unusual. It took the drivers, quite a while to get used to that, but they have gotten used to it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we said, you don't like what we said, do us a favor. Go to ChannelShift.com, hit the upload feature, and let us know. We want to hear from you. I'm Michele Rahal for Rob D'Amico. Thanks for watching.